Record, record. Okay. So welcome to the Circle of Light meditation. Hope you all are doing as well as can be. I wanted to do a video / meditation this evening on healing. And, I think I didn't send an email out to my email list this week because I've been focusing on my own healing, just resting, been very tired. And I think a lot of us can relate. It's intense. It's really intense time, as it always is, right? When is it not? But I think, from the past few years of just being in fight or flight, just this, a lot of us have been through the ringer, right? And it's kind of like what's happening now in our wider society is that there's this kind of vibe of like, okay, now we're all back to normal, sure, everything's just fine, just go back to your lives and carry on. And of course, there's still more things that the 3D matrix are, things they're kind of pulling out of the woodwork to create fear. But we know that there's so much, that there's this massive awakening happening. And I see it with people left and right, just a lot of people connecting with their spiritual sides, developing their intuition. So it's happening. It's really exciting to witness. But in the meantime, there's all kinds of other stuff that can distract us. And the more that we open our intuition, the more empathic we become, the more we have to be careful with energies we pick up on. I was just talking to a client about that this morning. But what a lot of us, I think, are experiencing is just almost like wounded warriors in the battlefield. I certainly have, feeling like we've been fighting a little bit of a battle for the past few years, speaking up for truth, standing in our sovereignty, which took an incredible amount of courage, right? Just honor yourselves for how much it took to stand in that sort of, this doesn't feel right for me. I'm not buying in the narrative, trying to speak a little bit in code here, buying in the narrative, and the intense pressure that we were bombarded with was, I think I saw somebody share something that, it's like Marines, or Green Berets who go through this, how much can you stand? How you're a test of endurance. Like we have been through that test of endurance. Those of us here that are here to share light, they're here to share truth. I was in the Akashic Records today, and the phrase that came up about what has happened on a collective level and how we can heal from that is mass psychological manipulation. And the Akashic Records is often, it's very light, filled with light, and they don't often, they won't use the terms like mass psychosis or, things like that, but mass psychological manipulation is what we've witnessed. We haven't seen that since Germany, what was it, the 1930s. We see what the power of fear can do to people, and how can people just reject or abandon your own family members, your own friends. It's still like just shocking, right? It's just shocking. So knowing all that, to pretend that everything's fine, that we're just fine and we're just going to move on and like, okay, skip, hop and jump, move on with our lives, there's something, it's the term for that, right? And I don't really like this term because I feel like it's used in ways to kind of condemn people, but the term would be spiritual bypassing, which is like positive, just being positive all the time and everything's great and trying to just focus on the positive. And of course, we do want to be careful of our thoughts. We do want to be aware of what we're manifesting in terms of our thoughts and our words that we speak, but we can't deny that there's an incredible amount of sadness, of anger, of just the picking up the pieces from what we've been through. So I said this to some of you here in the New Earth Collective. I sent an email out to you guys. I didn't send it to my larger list because I had barely only enough energy to just send it to my to the New Earth Collective. I think it's, not in a bad way, just so much busy summer stuff, like all these activities. Went camping this past weekend. That doesn't give me a lot of sleep when I go camping. A lot of fun things, but I've been craving just alone time and quiet and being away from people. So anyway, I only, I didn't send a big email out, but in that email to the New Earth Collective, I shared that our chicken, one of our hens, Miranda, was attacked by a fox a few weeks ago, and she survived. My husband, we heard this, clucking, and the rooster alerted us. And so he ran out, scared the fox off, and he literally had her in his jaws, dropped her. And this is one of our favorite chickens. She's got such personality. She tries to come in our house. She's not afraid of our dog. She's just funny. And we found, obviously we scooped her up, but she had wounds all on the side of her body, just, on the top of her, just a lot of wounds, nothing too serious, thankfully. But, we treated her, we gave her salt baths as best you can do for a chicken. We took her to the vet. Yes, we have a chicken vet, and we kept her inside for a little bit. And so, every time anything happens in our lives, I certainly try to do this. I look at why is this happening? What is there for me to learn from this experience? And what I took away from this is that it's kind of an analogy for myself being out there, fighting the light warrior battle for the past few years. And for a lot of you here who've been similarly doing that, standing in your truth, getting, attacked, criticized, ostracized, rejected, abandoned, all those things, but you feel, all these feelings that we've been through, these experiences we've been through. And like our chicken, we need time to heal, to just be alone, to just connect with divine guidance, to allow. I had this image, this beautiful image. Sometimes I get confused, was that in my Akashic Records or was it a reading I did for somebody? Because sometimes it all bleeds together. But there was an image that came up of a person, I think it was me, walking on a path, and on either side there was a guardian angel, just there, that's what I think for a lot of us, we have these sources of love to kind of hold us up, and when we don't feel like we can keep going. But I, for one, I tend to work a lot and too much, and when my body's telling me, okay, it's time to stop, it's time to go to bed, it's time to rest, I sometimes just push through. And I'm learning that is not good for me. I have to slow down. I didn't do that. I did a bad job of that this past winter. And then I got, sick, as a lot of us did. And it was not fun. So I've been learning to do that, to listen to my body, to listen to those voices of the intuitive voice saying, okay, stop, and go rest, or, put the computer away. Because I do, I homeschool my kids often during the day, and then in the evening I'm working on the business, and then the other days I'm seeing clients, or teaching classes. It's wonderful. It's such a blessing. It brings me such joy and light, but it's a lot to juggle, and there's not a lot of downtime for myself. So I've been trying to be more intentional about that. And for all of us, like our chicken, like our hen, we need to give ourselves that time and space to heal. So, and for some of us, it's hard. It's hard for us to do that, to receive, to just say, okay, I'm going to allow myself to, get a massage, or to, and to invest in ourselves. I have problems. Sometimes I have a hard time with that. I'm like, oh, I don't want to spend all the money on a spa day or going on a retreat for myself. I want to do something for my kids, and for those of you who are mothers or fathers, often we sacrifice ourselves for our children. And while that's, and that's kind of what our society tells us, it's selfish to care for yourself. You're being selfish. You got to care for others first. But that's such a faulty analogy that does not work, because when our cups are depleted and empty, how can we give to anyone else, whether it's our children or anyone else? We have to allow that light or our energy to come back to us, so then it can overflow and spill out. It comes in and it spills out. So there's so much deprogramming we're doing from so much of the negative social conditioning we've been subjected to. So let's do a meditation this evening and connect in with healing light. I will say that this is, I'm not really sure what's going to come up, but it might be what I experienced the other day in meditation, which was Mother Mary. Her energy is very healing. The gentle Archangel Raphael, obviously also about healing. It was this green light, kind of like a med bed, like I was surrounded in this almost cocoon of just green light, like flowing through my body. And it was incredibly powerful, incredibly healing. And I just sitting there and soaking that up. So we'll see if that comes in. I just realized I need to plug in my laptop. So as I go plug it in, I invite you to close your eyes and just begin centering in your body, taking some breaths. I'll be right back. All right. So let's continue just to connect in. So making sure your eyes are closed. If you haven't taken some deep breaths yet, just begin to do that now. Really slow, deep inhales and slow, even slower exhales. See if you can double the length of your exhale each time. Holding the inhale, it really brings in this oxygen. It's like a reset. Exhaling out tension, worry, low vibrational stuff that is not needed. Breathing in light and hope and healing and peace. And now just settle into a natural breathing rhythm. And just be present with your breath. Noticing how it's flowing in your body. Noticing how your belly expands and deflates and how your lungs create space for the breath. And just it's here for us. It's always here. It's a support. So just lean on that breath of yours. Just tap into the flow. In and out. And as we're tapping in, we're connecting in with our higher selves. We're connecting in with the space, with the consciousness, with the I am presence of God. And as we do that, there are divine light beings who are approaching us. There's multidimensional beings like Pleiadians, the Pleiades, the seven sisters. Connected to us is our ancestral star family. There's Mother Mary, Archangel Raphael, Jesus of Nazareth. And maybe you can feel your own guardian angels and spirit guides around. Maybe there's ancestors. And just feel yourself lying down. And just as if you were receiving Reiki, there's hands that are just floating above you, some close to your body, some further away. And some of these beings are just standing there, and just their energy begins to scan your body. And as you allow this healing, you feel this immense flood of light, like floodlights, like very strong headlight beams, as if you're in this magical sort of green light bath. Maybe there's pink as well. It's this very soft pink, like the color of pink roses, pink tulips. Emerald green, like the color of grass and leaves. This light is just showering over you, flowing into your cells, flowing over your skin, entering every pore, just feeling yourself being immersed in this light. And as your body soaks it up, you feel this light pushing out any sort of invasive energy, low vibrational, toxic energy that doesn't belong, there's debris that's accumulated in your body, there's stuckness. If that's there, the light begins to dislodge it. Like laser beams, just flooding through different parts of your body, your organs, your chakras. Notice if there's an area that the light seems to focus on. It's stronger in that area. Maybe it's the heart. You've had heartbreak, you've had grief, sadness. Maybe it's your solar plexus right above your belly button, where there's been a feeling of fear or your power being taken away or lack of control. Maybe it's in your root chakra at the base of your spine, feeling unsafe, insecure, worrying about finances, about your needs, getting met. Just feel this light moving into any areas and flooding that area. And allow these beings to perform psychic surgeries, these implants, devices, debris, gunk, energetic trash. Any invasive energy is now being completely sucked out, removed, cleared, evaporated away from your body, dissolving, pulled out. Allow light to do its work here for a few moments. Moving up and down all around, penetrating every area for your healing, for your highest good, all based in pure, unconditional, divine love. The light flowing up and down, scanning continues. Feel space being created in your body. Openness. You can Take a deep breath, maybe breathe more into your heart. You're able to breathe more into your belly. Imagine your wounds that maybe have been open and gaping, bleeding, maybe even infected. They're now beginning to heal. They're closing up. All the white blood cells are flooding to the region. Healing ointment and balm is being applied by these divine light beings, showering you with love and feeling now that you are also giving love to your body, to your soul, to your spirit, to your mind, to your heart. You've been through so much. And it's time for you to allow yourself to receive this healing. And so you receive and you allow, soaking it up. Maybe some of the wounds have now fully closed up and there's fresh tissue, fresh skin. It's tender, but it's there. It's protecting you. And maybe some other wounds are going to take a little more time, but let's imagine that for now they're all healed up. All of them. And all in your body is now clear, filled with light. You know that you still need to protect yourself as your wounds are still fresh. They're still healing a little. And you set an intention to do what you need to do to protect yourself. Giving thanks for these ascended masters, the archangels, the multidimensional beings, guides and ancestors, all connected to the divine source of oneness of God who have been here with you, and knowing that they are here for you whenever you need. All you have to do is call upon them and ask for them to assist you, to be with you, to help you remember to rest, to help you remember to receive. It is time, it is necessary, it is crucial for you. Modeling for others in your life, children and loved ones, how to receive, how to move through the yin and the yang, to be the peaceful yet wise warrior who knows when to rest, to recharge. I'm just seeing this image now of you moving back into the world with this new sense of alignment and balance and inner knowing and of when to pause and when to retreat and when to rest, listening now from this moment forward to your intuition, to your heart, to the little whisper nudging you to rest when needed and taking action when needed. This is honoring yourself, having enough unconditional love for your eternal being to care for and nurture your body, mind, spirit, and soul from this moment forward. So if you want to put your hands, put one hand on your heart this time, and one hand on your belly. And just feel this integration. And then you can move into gratitude, your hands in prayer. Position your heart center over your heart, however you like, and just taking a moment to give thanks for this healing, for this divine presence, honoring yourself, honoring the space. Smile if you can. Deep breath in. Slow exhale, coming back into your body, stretching out, and then opening your eyes when you're ready. So I hope that was helpful in some way. There's certainly more time for healing. So I usually post these on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, and which is under Rachel Horton White. Excuse me. And the recording will be here on the Souls Gathering Together Facebook page, and also obviously also in Instagram. So I hope you, me, all of us continue to do this, to continue to allow this ourselves to receive. And really, Mother Mary, you're welcome. Thank you. Mother Mary is so wonderful at that sort of energy. So if you want to kind of instantly connect in, invite in Mother Mary. Coincidentally, next week I'm actually doing a virtual gathering with Mother Mary. It's from the Sophia Code, which is a book channeled by Sakaya Ra. It's an amazing divine feminine book with all kinds of activations and prayers. So we'll be doing the Mother Mary one next, I can't remember when it is. I think it's next Thursday. So that's part of the New Earth Collective. You're welcome to join if you want to do that. It's actually next Wednesday, sorry, the 21st, the day before the fall equinox. Or you can join us in the New Earth Collective to come, or you could just drop in. So I'll put a link for that. But other ways to continue this healing, of course, I have the book I just wrote, Tools for the Awakening Soul, and many of you have that and you're reading through it. I'm going to be talking with Heidi Simons, who's helping me teach a class, a book club class on Monday. We're going to be talking about how the book can help us with our healing and how we can use, how nice is it to sit down with the book, right? Just read with a cup of tea and go through, our own personal transformation. Sometimes though, when there's like writing exercises, we skip that part, right? I just want to read. I want to do the writing. I don't want to do the work. But so there's this class, Into the Light book class. It's a 6-month online class. We'll be talking about a little bit more on Monday evening here. Well, actually, it'll be on my business page, Soulful. What's my business called? Soulful Work Intuitive Consulting. We'll be live streaming there. But that class is really designed to help. There's a number of you, I think 7 people joining us so far, which is wonderful. A number of you, you'll be able to meet each other and get that support from other people going through these exercises together and through that sort of soul journey together, and also having some accountability. Like we'll be doing writing exercises, we'll be doing meditations, we'll be sharing. So it's a very powerful way, especially now, to move through that healing process. And obviously our healing is also part of our ascension into higher states of consciousness, into 5D living, which is a lot about being, right? Not doing, but being. And so many of us have been taught, myself included, to just do, do this, do that, go. A lot of yang energy, forward movement, that's left brain, and that doesn't work anymore in the 5D New Earth, because we need to attune in with the different sorts of energies that are flowing through our hearts, through our emotions, being guided by our higher self. Yes, of course, we'll still take action, but it's much different way of being in the flow. And what's really cool about it, I've experienced this a little bit myself, is when we can manifest things just with our intentions and our thoughts. And then they start to come to us without feeling like we have to keep working at it. It's what we're moving into. So hopefully those of you, if you want to check out that class, it starts in a few weeks, and I'm really excited about it. So to be doing that with many of you who are here right now. So, all right. I think that's about it. Oh, if those of you who are local, we want to come just get some literal hands-on healing. The New Earth Collective, we're doing a craniosacral gathering tomorrow evening, in person here in Maine, Litchfield, Maine, but with Alicia Lawrence, who is a very gifted craniosacral practitioner, massage therapist, and Reiki healer. And so she's going to actually be teaching us how to do craniosacral work, and then we'll be practicing on each other. So what an amazing way to literally get hands-on healing, just like we all did in this meditation. So if you want to check that out, I'll share a way to do that too. All right, that's all I got. Thanks for being here. Many blessings to you all. Have a nice night. Bye.